Welcome to another episode of Germany versus USA, and today we want to talk about work.
Or lack of.
Or Americans thinking Europeans are lazy, and Europeans thinking Americans are weirdos because they work that much and have like 1 week vacation in a whole year.
How many hours a week does a normal German work? Do y'all have a set 40 hours, 30 hours?
Yeah, well, it's usually it really depends. It's gotten to around 38, 40 hours, I think.
That's not that different from us.
But you have two jobs working 40 hours and we only have one. One thing that I was just blown away off, my host family, my first year, they own a grocery store chain. And if they had a new employee, the first year, they don't get any vacation. That means you're literally working every week of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't get any vacation. In Europe, that would just no go. If you tell a German, a European or German, hey, this is your job, but for the first year, I'm sorry, perhaps for the first 2 years, you're just not gonna get any vacation. Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, well, then screw it. I'm not working. I'm not coming. I'm not working here. I think also one difference between the relationship between employee and employer is in Europe, the employee views his company or his employer is kind of like the enemy. That person is forcing me to work for him. And so it's kind of like my enemy, and I always need to be aware or be very protective of myself. Whereas I think in the US, it's more like you wanna compete. It's more like a team, kind of like a team going on. If you're working for a company, you're like a team. You want to compete with your the other companies in that whatever, in that
region.
In that region, and so it's really about competition. And I have the feeling we have a lot less competition in Europe.
I think the American, these companies and everything, it's very cutthroat. Especially with technology and different industries like that. You gotta bring your A game, or
your people don't
get used. I have a pin in my hair.
That's good.
Nice.
Like an example, I think in Germany, if people go to, let's say, a grocery store for 15 years, they would just continue going to the grocery store even if the service got bad or something. They would still just go there just because of habit, I think, and tradition perhaps. Whereas I think here in the US, if somebody goes to a grocery store for 10 years and suddenly they would go there because of good customer service, and if the customer service would become bad, people would just not go there anymore, and the business would fail because people would just not go there. And I think that's a big difference to Germany, and that's also one of the reasons why the customer service in the US is just great. German service, really sorry, but it mostly sucks. There's really bad customer service.
It's also, we've said in different videos, it's a go mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And, we always have a reason for doing something, almost like, we heard an example earlier today. It was his biggest shock was when he came to America.
Was a French guy?
Yeah, this French guy, his biggest shock when he came to America was when he'd call people, they would be like, why are you calling me? Or he'd ask someone at dinner, why are we going to dinner?
What's the point of it?
Yeah, what's the point? Why are you wasting my time?
Right.
Are we just talking? What's going on? And I think that's a big difference.
That's true. In Europe, we just, let's just, hang out.
Have a 2-hour lunch break.
Yeah, let's have a 14-course dinner and be fancy. And that's just, especially probably, I think, on the coasts of the U.S., where, business is going on and the tech stuff's going on. That's where it's really just a fast pace. Whereas in Europe, it's a little bit slower and just, a little bit more relaxed. And people don't identify themselves as much with their job as they do here, I think. It's just there's a broader distance between my job, my personal life and my job.
I think it is a good point, with the difference in employer and employee, because every job I've ever had, I've loved.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't ever work a job that I didn't like, and I'm not, some people might find themselves in situations where they don't like their job.
Well, yeah, and I think that's a very good point, because if you have a job that you don't like in the US, you just take another job. And in Germany, you usually you have one job and you keep it, in many cases for your lifetime. And in the US, it's more like, well, I have this job, I don't like it, so I'm changing my job. They train me 6 weeks, and then I can do it. For example, training for a bank. In Germany, if you want to work at a bank, you got to have at least a 3-year apprenticeship. If you don't have that, even if you're at the counter, you can't work at a bank.
Like even like an anytime like teller guy,
What?
like a teller.
No, yeah, you gotta have a 3-year apprenticeship.
Hmm.
So that's what like Germans look for. You know, that's why our education is like you have to learn a certain thing, then you continue that through your life. And the US is more like, you know what, you can learn it in a couple of weeks and then you get going.
Life is just too short. I think you should always enjoy what you do. It makes your whole life better. I think one difference is, I think in Germany you feel more protected, at where you work than you do here. I think,
Because of our social system,
yeah,
you are well covered. I mean, I think there's people don't have the drive to work and to make it as much as they have it here. Because if you don't have a job, nobody will take care of you here.
right, yeah. Like, I mean, you have to work hard here, and you get insurance, and you have to take all that things. I think in Germany is not that sense of.
But there's always there's always the government, my country. Well, more the government is behind me, and they will catch me if something bad happens.
Right.
There are people who abuse that system, which I think is bad. You should work and do your best.
Yeah, some people are just bad eggs.
Bad what?
Eggs.
Bad eggs, said an expression like.
I think so.
Schlechte Eier.
Grandma used to say it.
Schlechte Eier in German.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I'll be really interested actually in your all's point of views, what you guys think about the work ethics.
You all.
The work ethics in Germany or in Europe and the USA, and the kind of like way of life, joie de vivre.
What about in Spain? Somebody. I've never been to Spain.
Spain is cool. Yeah, somebody from Spain. Why don't you comment?
Yeah, tell me how y'all work over there, huh? Huh?
Okay, that was the show on work and work ethics. You all don't work too much as is needed, and relax a little bit.
Yeah, kick your feet up. Enjoy the holiday season.
Oh yeah. Bye.
Y'all take it easy.